Welcome to Hollywood Deli. I'm your host, Blue. So listen, Sister Wives tea has been oozing through the internet. Listen, I am here for it. Are you excited? I am like super excited. So let's talk about McKelty and Robyn. Let's start with that. That romance has ended. McKelty has spoken, y'all. Let's read what McKelty wrote on her Patreon. There was a comment left in regards to Robyn and McKelty being distant. And so here's what McKelty wrote. She writes, "Hey, whoever the name, she bleeped it out. We tried very hard to say what we can while respecting our family and relationships. We don't lie. To give you some insight, it's true. We have always been super supportive of Robyn. Yes, lately it may seem as that has changed. There are things that happened during the recent funeral that are the reason for that. We won't be talking about those events. So you're not totally wrong. Anyhow, thanks for supporting and watching. Hope this helps a little." So, remember, I was outraged that Robyn was in the front row with Janelle and was front and center, more more in the front than, in my opinion, than Janelle. Janelle seemed like she was off to the side. Robyn and Kody were right in the middle. I knew that she did some things at that memorial that probably changed things. And just from her positioning and where she put herself after she talked so much shit on that young man, and rest his soul, and had his father calling him a jerk and a narcissist on national TV. Not saying that Robyn controls Kody, but she does influence him a lot because he's a weak-minded man who thinks between his legs. And so she satisfies that what's in between his legs. So what she says go. And the fact that she sat her ass up there and fat shamed his mother on national television and going to have the nerve to be front and center at his memorial and then not bring his siblings to the memorial and just show herself up, it speaks volumes to her character. So I'm not surprised she did something at this memorial that they had for him in his military memorial. I really want to know what she did. I want to know what she said, what she did. McKelty, bitch, I will pay top, and I'm not ashamed. I will pay top dollar to know what she said. Okay, so there's more stuff that I want to cover. So let me get up out of this. Hold on, y'all. All right, so there's a clip that's been going viral of the Super Trailer Part 2.
Yes, I noticed that Kody and Robyn were at one table and I was at another. I'm not going to necessarily say hi.
Oh, nasty. Oh, oh.
How's it going? How is everything? That would.
The way she pulled the fucking hair is out of control. Christine is the hot mess. Here's the thing though, Christine really pulled a Kody on Kody. And Kody was right. She was being kind of Machiavellianish where she was playing nice, but really she was stabbing him behind the back because she said whatever she needed to do to um get truly out the door and onto their new life up in Utah to not have to pay Kody anything from that house, even though he didn't deserve anything because she was making all the payments. She did what she needed to do to ease him out the door. And so now she's really showing her true color, and he's talking, had confessions. And but a part of me is like, Christine, if you're really healed and if you really moved on, what's the point of holding all that toxicity and being obvious with it around your kids? And there was times where she was not obvious, but then there was times she was, where she was sharing and, divulging too much information to her kids. Even though they were grown, they're still your kids, and that's still his dad. And for you to talk the way she was talking sometimes, I just felt like she crossed a lot of boundaries. And I feel like she's not fully healed. And this was Christina's example, in my opinion, of what happens when you move too fast after you've been burned and hurt the way she was. But then I have to flip the coin and say, on the other side, maybe she has moved on and that they burned her so badly and hurt her so badly, she'll never let her guard down. She'll never dignify their presence because of the shit that they've done. Sometimes people have crossed lines, and she's held a lot of secrets of his and Robyn's and not exposed everything that went on behind closed doors. She exposed enough, T, but you know, part of me is like, okay, they must have really did a number on her, and she just not fooling with them.
That would be disingenuous. And that would mean I was going to be friends and friendly. And I'm not.
See, now she's telling the truth because she told us. Remember when they met at Salsa Brava, that she told him to his face that she wants to be friends, but now she doesn't. So a lot of stuff behind the scenes must have transpired.
I'm not going to be friendly.
That ace would have gone to there anyway. I think Christine's in a good place because she's moved out, she's moved on.
And that just burns his grits. That she is in a good place and she's moved on because he thought that he was the best thing that Christine could ever get, and that she could never do better than him. And so it really pisses him off that Christine has moved on and moved on to better and isn't being mistreated. He would love for Christine's relationship to blow up in her face.
Rob and I are really kind of in a struggling place. 23. Busted.
I don't believe that him and Robyn are struggling. I don't. Not as far as like their relationship. Now, I do think that Robyn was pissed off that he blew up her plan, but she also blew up the plan too because she got carried away. Robyn targeted these women's children simply because they weren't happy about her pregnancy. And because they weren't happy about her pregnancy that happened 10 years ago, when she finally got into the head wife position and got control of all the assets and control of Kody, she took that as her opportunity through COVID to target these children. And because of that, it blew up in her face and she fucking around and found out that if you mess with these women's children, they leaving. Because she messed with them personally and they didn't leave. But when she started targeting her kids, that's when they left. And the only reason why he's bummed out that Christine is doing better because he and Robyn targeted Christine's kids and Janelle's kids. Not so much Mary's kids because I don't think they really mess with her kid, but they they fuck around and found out, and now they just stuck with each other, and they're so used to the dynamic of the wives chasing after Kody, trying to get his approval, and Robyn not having to do much but just suck his dick to get his approval.
We're probably doing the worst we've ever done in our marriage. It's been tough. It's been tough between us. He doesn't
I don't see what he sees in Robyn. Robyn is just a basic bitch.
know who to blame, himself.
Listen, he knows who to blame, you, because you use that sweet pussy to get this man to target his own kids. And now he realized he fucked up. And so now he realizes he fucked up, and he's afraid to blame you because that's who he should be blaming. So the other wives are not in close proximity to blame them. So who else is still in close proximity? Mary's dumbass. And so we see the clip of him talking about how their relationship was pretty much a mistake, it was confusing, and that divorce isn't bad, is marrying the wrong person, saying all these mean things to hurt her, when really he wants to say mean things to you because you use your sweet pussy to manipulate him into targeting his own children and trying to make these women choose between their children. She like really was feeling herself. She really thought that she had Kody enough that she could make him make the other wives kick their children out. That's crazy to me.
Or one of the other wives. Kody's feeling a lot of rejection, and so I think he's kind of looking at me going, are you going to reject me too?
No, he not looking at you if you're gonna reject me too. He's looking at you like, bitch, you really fucked up our situation. You had to be Ted wife. He's realizing now that he messed up and he put the wrong woman in charge because his money woman left. Janelle's gone. Christine, his happy go lucky and fun wife, is gone, who's all about a good time. And now he's stuck with your boring ass, who's only a thrill in the bedroom. So he not looking around to blame anybody else. He just can't blame you. So he it seems like he's looking around, but he really wants to blame you.
And so I'm on my toes. I'm having to consistently make sure that he is not sabotaging our relationship.
You're on your toes because you blew up his spot. You blew up his situation. You helped him ruin his life. And he will soon realize that once he sits and gets alone and you're not in his ear whispering, being the Robyn whisperer you are, the Kody whisperer, and he can gather his thoughts because that's the thing. She loves to keep him in chaos because that's how she can manipulate him, creating chaos around him and drama so that he can't focus on her. And now that the wives aren't there and she can't create drama and chaos amongst the wives and their kids, now he can focus on who's around him, her and her kids, and realize that they ain't all that and that she actually is a piece of work and very manipulative. Because you see the clip of her in the first trailer when he's expressing his feelings and saying how he's out of his mind and she's grabbing his face like she's his child. It's weird. And she's super manipulative and she likes him in chaos because the more chaos he is, the more easy she can manipulate him. So now I have another one. So bear with me. I want to show y'all a clip from the Sarah Fraser show. And in this clip, Sarah reads a comment that's left on I think ET Instagram by an ex producer, y'all. Exclusive fucking tea. Then exclusive tea, y'all. So Sarah is going to read to us what an ex producer said about Kody. This is the Sarah Fraser show. I love this lady. She has a lot of connects. So she has a lot of TLC connects and she just brings another light to this that I really enjoy. She talks about the comment that a producer leaves about the sale of Kody and Robyn's house and why it's probably happening. So listen up.
About this comment that was posted on E! News's Instagram. The comment is, dude, those of us that worked on their production crew, meaning Sister Wives, also became their moving crew to Vegas because no funds. We even drove our own vehicles to Utah and back to Vegas. TLC was paying rent for them in the 4 separate homes in Summerlin.
Did y'all hear that shit? They were so broke when they moved to Vegas that TLC had to pay their rent for 4 months. Meanwhile, it was making it seem like this family had it all together. It was new beginnings. So they were struggling.
Vegas, and he's a
So that's why the kids, when Robyn announced as soon as they got there that she was pregnant, they were upset because they were struggling. And remember, I told y'all a long time ago, McKelty revealed on her Patreon that they were eating packaged food like from the military, like not healthy food when they were growing up because they were struggling so bad. They couldn't afford regular groceries. So these people are terrible. They had all these kids that they couldn't feed. And they get on the show and they're fronting like they are with one happy family and they go to this cul-de-sac and they're still struggling to eat. And meanwhile, of course, who else benefited the most in this whole situation and got all the time and all the resources? Robyn and her greedy kids. Well, not the kids. The kids aren't greedy. It's Robyn.
broke loser who thinks he's something else. Just saying. Yikes. Yikes.
He called him a broke loser.
So that was someone that apparently worked on production and does not have kind things to say. Ugh. There you have it.
So now we know for a fact that Kody is moving and selling his house because he is having money problems. And we all knew that he was going to have money problems as soon as the OG3 pulled the plug on giving money to that family fund. Well, more like the Kody and Robyn fund. And he has lived off these women for decades, decades. Even when he married Mary, him and Mary didn't have a job. They didn't have nowhere to live. He suckered, Janelle into renting her home that she owned to them. And then, he got into her ear and was able to persuade her into get into a plural marriage with his broke ass. I don't know what Janelle saw in him other than, Kody wasn't bad looking when they were younger. So maybe she was just physically attracted to him, and that's what it was that led her to believe that he would be a good man. But she claims that she had saw like him interact with some youth or whatever, and she thought he would be a good dad based on that, which was a terrible assumption because now we know that he's a terrible dad. And so he does a lot of fronting, and it came out that I'm sorry, let me back up a couple ticks. So what's been going on in the Sister Wives T streets is there was a TikToker, Akibra, who I love. Akibra is so nice, so chill, and just gets makes this thing fun. So now that Cody's house is up for sale, he's doing open houses. And so Kirba, I think her name is, I might be saying it wrong, sorry. I apologize if she hears this. She and her friend, they went to tour the house. And so she went through the house and she did some typical stuff. Looked into the closets, looked into the refrigerator, looked into the drawers just to, check out the house. All normal, typical stuff. Hating ass reality T squad, another Sister Wives T channel, goes and gets in cahoots with the one of the members of her group. I think her name was Jean, that invited Akibra to go with her and record their time there because she was actually considering buying Cody's property and she's a super fan. So the fan Jean, instead of just owning the fact that they came together, and because the Akibra's video went viral, she throws Akibra under the bus and makes it seem like she's like a stalking, reality squad. I'm sorry, stalking Sister Wives fan. And so what I found is that a lot of people were just mad because they didn't get the tea. So anyway, she got some information that we all wouldn't have been privy to had we weren't privy to because we didn't go tour the house. And so what happened is the realtor said that the reason for why Kody and Robyn are moving is because they are looking to buy a bigger house in town and more into the city area. And so apparently the city is more less expensive and you'll get more bang for your buck in a bigger house. Having said that, now we know that's not to be true. Some people have theorized and come up with, stories in their heads and believe that the reason why they're, selling the house is because they don't want to have to sell Coyote Pass and pay Mary and Janelle. And so I don't know how that makes sense in their heads that would happen, but I guess it doesn't make sense because they could put a lien on the property if they really want to and state that they owe them money. But in my opinion, I think that they're selling the house because to pay them off, to pay Mary and Janelle off so that they can own Coyote Pass. And I don't know why they want to own it because there's not really you could do with that land. But I'm going down a rabbit hole. But my point is this is going to be an exciting season. Super exciting season. But I hope they aren't catfishing us. I hope they're not catfishing us with this whole these super trailers to draw us in because there it's coming on this Sunday. I'm like super excited about that. I don't know if I'm gonna cover the whole episodes at minute by minute because it can get exhausting. I really pushed myself last time. So I might just pull like the key clips that I liked out of the episodes and just cover that and just leave it to you guys to watch it yourselves so that I'm not taking the fun out of you watching it if you're listening to me first before you watch it. Tell me what you think. Do you think Kody is broke? That's what is being said. Or do you think, Kody is not broke and is just going to use some of that sell of that house to pay Janelle and Mary because he has to sell it because they're going to put a lien on it if he doesn't. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you leave a 5-star rating, and y'all have a good night.